One major issue, in my opinion, are that of the mentality. I mean, going to school nursery, when you're asked what do you want to be, oh, I want to become a lawyer, an engineer. So even from the schools themselves, they don't encourage conversations like that because they assume, say, farming are just a labourer job. It's an underrated job. It's not a job for, people who want to make it in life and everything.
People leave their towns outside of the capital. They leave their towns, they leave their villages to come into the city because there is much more access here to basic needs.
Youth are not encouraged by it because they take us as just a boogie manpower, better to we see the good old refugees are not getting anything. For salon, there is no technology, there is no this, there is no that. So how they go work this, so they'd rather prefer to sit idle or maybe they engage in other activities. So if we could change that thought, then the future of farming will be bright for Sierra Leone. There is hope.
Welcome to Honestly Speaking, the podcast where we have honest conversations about the issues shaping our lives. I'm your host, Antonia Howard. Sierra Leone's future is in the hands of its youth. With the majority of our population under 35, our choices, opportunities, and mindsets will determine the path Sierra Leone takes. And at the heart of Sierra Leone's development lies agriculture, an industry with enormous potential, but one that has long been dismissed as backward, unprofitable, and unappealing to this generation. But my guest today is challenging that perception. Lachaeveh Davies, crowned Miss Sierra Leone 2025, carried the green, white, and blue to the 72nd Miss World pageant in India, where she made history as the first Sierra Leonean to reach the top 8 of the Beauty with a Purpose competition. Her initiative, the Dynamo Project, is a bold attempt to shift how we think about farming: modern, innovative, sustainable, and key to Sierra Leone's future. So today we're asking, can sustainable farming redefine Sierra Leone's future? And I'm happy to have you, Lachaeveh, on Honestly Speaking.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure for me.
So first, let's start with your journey to Miss Sierra Leone and to Miss World. How has that been? Within the experience been like for you?
It's been like one of the most beautiful memories ever. However, I wish I had the opportunity to relive those moments again. There are times I just look through my phone and I see my sisters, I reminisce those moments. It was a wonderful experience. And, yeah, that was it basically. I had no, bitter memory about it because everything was fun, in as much as we had aspects that we had to concentrate and put our attention to, but it was not as hectic as I considered it to be, or people assumed it to be. So it's a beautiful memory. I wish I could relive those moments again.
And what did that moment feel like for you? The moments where you go Miss World and you're carrying the green, white, and blue. What did that mean for you personally?
First of all, the feeling be so unreal. Because in my wildest dream, I never thought I was going to win Miss Sierra Leone. There are times I can for say, fortune smiled on me and God had a reason or purpose for me winning it. So to the moment of me stepping in India, seeing another different culture, people like going like in another country, people them from, it's like having the whole world in one place because ladies them from different countries. So, then they go come, hey, look how America did, look how Australia did, look how this and everything. So myself be able to share me on, like this is Sierra Leone, this is how Sierra Leone is. There are times Sierra Leone, I'll just gather my friends. I said, let's take a video. I think there is one video that we have, Kushe Sierra Leone, something like that. So it was one of the most, beautiful, and it's good. It's a good journey. It was a good journey.
And you're still Miss Sierra Leone, you're carrying the crown, and Boku people they're not keen understand. Say carrying the crown comes with responsibility. Yeah. I had a conversation with Hawawa a couple of weeks back. She was on one of the episodes, and we talked about beauty, we talked about pageantry, and how the perception has changed and how people entering pageantry themselves now have a clear goal, have clear purpose for why then they enter pageantry. For you, what do you think is the biggest responsibility being Miss Sierra Leone?
For me, it's my purpose. That is actually my biggest responsibility. Of course, with greater power comes so much responsibility. So looking at it from another aspect, you tend to realize, say, gone are the days wherein pageantry was all about entertainment. Now it's edutainment. They blend the entertainment in that of education. So a big, standard competition will always say, in order for you for make you team up for this and this, you have to have like a platform, what you talk about, because you are literally an ambassador of change. So for me, my biggest purpose would be my platform. It's more of a position wherein I'm given an opportunity or leverage to talk about not only what I'm quite passionate about, but for help people around me, not limited to that of my community or that of my city, but the whole nation at large. So you being a voice for the voiceless, using your own, me now in the field of pageantry, some people like in the field of advocacy, this, that, blah, blah. So you serving a purpose and the happiness or the difference you make in the lives of, people, just to bring that, like they soothe you, just get this calming, sensation. So, yeah.
Well, congratulations once again. And I know you're already doing great things. You continue to do great things. Let me talk now a little bit about the Dynamo Project and farming, which is your platform. And at Ande you can go Miss World.
Exactly.
First off, waiting interest you? Why are you attracted to farming? Waiting at the story behind Ande.
So initially, in 2021, to be quite specific, when I entered for the Miss and Miss Unimac was like, since you participate, you have to have a platform. So my platform, I look far and wide. I was like climate change, because the immediate surrounding Makeni at that time, I did my degree. It was extremely hot, especially in the month of February, March. It's unbearable in Makeni. If we were to go class F, sometimes they can say when I just go now, it's very unbearable. So that was the time where I've heard about this climate change, but I feel like I cannot relate. So I just take answer maybe not because of the dry season, not knowing the actions now in the cause to this. So after doing my research, I was like, okay, I'd want to talk about climate change. Fast forward to 2022 to 2023, climate change is extremely wide. You have to look at renewable resources, you have to look at energy, this and this, and it's extremely wide. So waiting, I feel, say, I go limit myself to. So ironically, I do have an auntie who is a farmer. Then Unimac, any law or whatever we can come out, they can teach you bottom. So that was when I also read about the Fit Salon project. So I compare, I was like, okay, I'll limit myself to farming, because Makeni Wakomo back, you tend to realize majority of the indigenes, they engage in subsistence farming and not commercial farming. So I was like, I feel like this needs to be amplified enough. So now they me interest come out in the area of farming. So I remember, visiting my auntie's farm at Songo, and I began working. I was like, man, this is extremely hectic. It's the manpower, it's too much, and these are the people feeding us as a nation. Yet we are not, should I say, we are not embracing them. We're not glad. We are not saying we're not gladly. At a point where we not truly recognize them. All we care about, go to the market, get some food, and not the source or the people who are responsible. So now from there now, working with my auntie and everything, the Feed Salon project, doing one or two research, I was like, yeah, I'm going to limit myself to that of farming, got everything in place, and that was how I, started talking about the farming project.
Right. And one of the things I talked about in the introduction is farming being seen as unappealing or just generally unprofitable. amongst young people, not to something where young people they want for do. So there are people like you. There are a couple of people who are changing the perception of farming. I know I have forgotten her name now, but I know her as slave farmer.
Okay.
There's another lady in Kenema. I think she has a farm, a pepper farm.
Yeah.
So there are young people who are interested in farming and trying to open our eyes to agriculture as not just as a means of survival, but as something that is key to national development.
Exactly.
For you, what is the key reason that keeps you interested in farming? What's the thing that drives you to it? What's the thing that attracts you to it?
You see, in everything you do, first off, I feel like so you need to forget the passion for Duam. At a very tender age, I just get this zeal or this willingness for help. I come from a family where even if we not get anything at us, the last way my mommy or my granny go get, it then she'll say other people then get, because she's like, they then go need a more pass we, and the blessing where they, send pari, would they get them, would they keep them at the end of the day. So looking at it from any angle, you tend to realize that whatever to one do, we need food. So that can be traced back to the farmers. Yeah. So in order for make we help people them, or if we say wangi, we know we'll get a book money for Gio, but food is essential. We need food to grow. We need food to live. We need food to do any contemporary issues if it affects the country or the globe. We actually need food. And who are these people responsible? We trace back to the farmers. So what in actually they keep me attracted is the fact that I want to give to people, because they can say a hungry man is also an angry man. I make salon, nobody they smile. I'm angry in the country. So basically, if I am dedicating my time, my attention, and my passion-driven capacity to farming, at the end of the day, whatever thing we reap, we give back to the community. It will make the country a better place.
And why you think, say, young people, they're not interested in farming? Why you think, say, majority of the young population not they see farming as something attractive?
One major issue, in my opinion, are that of the mentality. I mean, going to school nursery, when you're asked, what do you want to be? Oh, I want to become a lawyer, an engineer. So even from the schools themselves, they don't encourage conversations like that, because they assume, say, farming are just a labor job. It's an underrated job. It's not a job for, people who want to make it in life and everything. You tend to realize, me being in Ghana last month, you have acres and acres and acres of land. And majority of the people who are engaging in such activities, the one that we can get the land, where they encourage stuff like that, they are like high profile individuals. So one major reason for me, it's the mentality. Youth are not encouraged by it because they take us as just a boogie manpower, better to they we see the good refugees, I'm not getting anything. Because one of the reasons why you may want to engage in a particular career is for you to get money from it. So people are not aware how much money you can get from it. That is, if you want to engage in the act of farming, all in the purpose of getting money. So they take and say, well, going to just that manpower, because salon who there is no technology, there is no this, there is no that. So how they go work this, so they'd rather prefer to sit idle, or maybe they engage in other activities. So if we could change that thought, then the future of farming will be bright for Sierra Leone. There is hope.
Yeah. Do you also think that there are maybe practical or more serious barriers that are in the way they hinder young people for going to farming? By that I mean, take for instance the rural-urban migration. Most people leave their towns outside of the capital. They leave their towns, they leave their villages to come into the city because there is much more access here to basic needs, electricity, water, even though that is now very arguable.
Yes, it is.
you know, what do you think are some of the barriers, things that way they hinder young people then for going to farming apart from maybe the mindset?
Okay, I can say, like how you say, for better opportunities. People live in the rural areas, they can say there is not much work there. Look at the urban, look how full up, the city. There are better opportunities, there are better life. And I go say with a strain because the city is extremely overpopulated. And probably they can just left because they're just not want for. I'm a youth. I have better things to do. I have better things to pursue. So what they can do like in this farming issue? Don't probably some man that can get a reason say, okay, I just want to be lazy. I don't want to like do anything in the area of farming. It just start like no more way I come off from a poor family, and my mama, papa, grandpa, they all don't engage in the act of farming. I not see anything better come off from mom. I'm like, okay, it's the same thing over the past years. So like go look for like better opportunities. And by the time you come, if you know work your way around them in a good way, that is having like proper education or maybe you get skill, there is literally nothing you can do about it. So yeah, the mentality is one. Two, I feel prompted for say laziness could be another factor. And another barrier can be, in search of better opportunities, yet they ignore, the
Is it like there are no incentives for farmers? Because, like you say, many young people in Sierra Leone, especially outside of the capital, then don't grow up seeing their parents, their grandparents being farmers, then get land.
Of course,
In fact,
yeah.
outside of Freetown, there is much more free land, open spaces, and then they see their farm, then they go to farm. But it's also, I think, this is a conversation I had with Phoebian about the perception of wealth.
Okay.
Waiting are your perception of wealth, waiting are your perception of success. All the thing and they now don't skewed to a Western idea of wealth. So where they talk about pussy we get money, you dey watch who's kind OC tap, who's kind
Exactly. The
motor
motor
they
they drive.
drive.
Sure.
Whereas there are people who are wealthy because they own property, they own land. And so is that also the case? Is it that we own perception as young people of what success is or what wealth is kind of skewed? And so we know they see farming as that tool we go give the thing that we perceive for be wealth.
Agreed, totally agreed. Because we live in like a technological advanced world, and everything we see on social media, where they take and say all thing bright and beautiful. So I can literally see somebody where they admire having a nice car, beautiful house or whatever. Then it will come and tell me say, how I get money now through entrepreneurship. What's entrepreneurship? Maybe through ICT or computer science. It might be true, but they go get other things and back where they hold on to. So with that, they automatically assume, say, let me self go do ICT. Let me self go do so thing. Who controls the media controls the mind. So whatever I go see on social media or maybe in my immediate surrounding, I go on for learn from that, inculcate that same habit with the impression, say, if I do so and so, I go be successful. But like I say, it's all about farming is really underrated. It's really underrated. Had it been a job where would overrate like that of the lawyers, them aki ambog me lecturer say, when I don't work on the country. Ooh, of course, Salo will like plaba, but they are too much. Of course, we can never have enough doctors because people get sick every day, but not to all mind they get case every day. That is what I love telling my friend lawyers. So if we had enough farmers, especially the youth, because they're the backbone of every nation, so we're going to be quite specific, and they get like the highest number. So if they can shift some focus to that of farming. I remember last week I talked to a group of guys them within into this kush stuff. I go meet them, the plenty where they see that they feel out for them, young promising guys and girls. So I'm like, that money I go use for go buy this. I know I know what addiction is, but that no warranty on another able life. On I don't ever try for do like a skill I was like, have you tried like farming? Or Lucy, why even do farming? What about tailoring? What about this? You have to empower yourself. You know, I can't be heavily reliant on the government. The government get probably roads, this, that, blah, blah. They get your responsibility. But I can't wait and say the government has to take me to school and then for give me job and for this, blah, blah. So you can create opportunities for yourself. We've seen countries like the likes of Singapore. Of course, I'll not call it country today because they are way more advanced. Even
No,
Ghana.
but I think Singapore is a very good example
Yeah.
because I think 20, 30 years ago, Singapore and Salon being we were at the same level in terms of our GDP, in terms of like the socioeconomic situation in the two countries. So
See, so look at them; they're much more advanced. So in order for someone to come halfway, you also have to come halfway for yourself. Then from then on, you just see progress, you just see growth. So that is it, basically. I feel.
So what do you think say would take? What would it take socially, culturally, economically? What do it would take for shift the mindset of young people to embrace farming, to embrace agriculture as not just a survival tool, but also as a nation building tool, as something we go carry salon go before, we go benefit the individual where they do them, and we go benefit the country.
I feel like my biggest blessing in life that the fact that I study mass communication. It really teach me how, because I specialize in development communication, how you dey talk to people and for bring development like around the side. So one essential factor is communication. You have to speak to the people. I mean, we are humans who can be convinced. Our mind can be changed. I just need for bring one two evidence to you say, okay, this is it. This is farming, money they because some man there's something you use money back, they go whatever. And it's actually money they into farming. And another thing that we have to encourage these farmers. I mean, we don't witness I don't experience like firsthand. I went to a farm. I was actually preparing out for Miss World because before Miss Wall, I've been going to the farm, but I'm not going to spend as much time. But Miss Wall, I deliberately spent like the whole day in a farm. God knows how. I remember Samir they go massage me back. It's hectic. It's a hectic job. So imagine, you know, now the old padded, the mommy then the more you dey see, maybe by the time they for the retire, the money they don't make from farming and therefore they use them back at a very old age. You see, now they complain saying back and everything. So another thing again that we need for incorporate digital technology because we dey live in a world we are in, we need these things. So for make things be easy, not to like laziness or whatever. So I also remember in Ghana where you dey see acres and acres of farmland when I like rest, na need the plant. You go see one person literally they do that work there because it gets in tractor, it gets like other technological devices. So one person can able carry that work day. Okay, so today I dey cover this part, tomorrow I dey cover this part. As compared to salon, when I just manpower, basically.
Manual labor.
Yeah, it's hectic. It's very much hectic. So if we can put some certain strategies in place, whether I get for do with sensitization, whether I get for do with advising them, talking to them, telling them about the advantages of farming and how we go carry as a country, for bringing digital technology and everything. Don't for make we explain to them, say it's not an underrated job, neither is it a job for laborers, anybody can do them. I believe say there might be a change and something good might come out of it. Yeah.
There's also the connection between farming and the environment. And I know say from the journey we explained, climate change was sort of your first interest.
It was.
And currently we're having a huge conversation about the environment and protecting our national parks and reserves and basically waiting God don't give we
Exactly.
Nasalun. How do you see farming, sustainable farming being a tool to help us protect the environment?
So in that case, I believe both are intertwined with each other because for the fact that I'm into sustainable farming, are also the lookout back for the environment, because there are times if you go on the farm, people at the plant or whatever, yeah, you can see the birds, the birds, they body them, then they go pick so seed, it'll go, birds are more like agents of for making themselves plant something. So basically, whatever thing you plant in, like if I dey plant something for feed a particular individual, or if I dey feed the nation, what, for instance, if I dey use fertilizers, because now we get organic fertilizers that people they make, it help the soil for improve, and that in turn it help the environment, because there are times where the ground can so dry at a point where the rain can come. You just like smoke, like they come out. You're not can find for watching give like that Hamatan feeling or whatsoever. So depending on what you do on the farm, that is by planting trees. Even though you do them for get money, or you do them for feed people, but as long as you are taking care of the soil, and as long as you can plant, because there are some things on the farm which people do not use, or we will not eat. It can be for medicinal purposes, or maybe it can just do no more for that shade or whatever. So you tend to realize back it help the environment, because there was a time where I was going farm to farm, and I would read waiting exactly some of these fertilizers are made of. So there are some key components where you can put in the area of farming, where at the same time it help back the environment.
And do you think that this is something where, because I know say we already get the feed salon project, which is something the government has put in its priority. Now, one of the big five national is part of the national development agenda.
Yeah.
How do you see the government leading this initiative, or leading this mindset change about farming?
Based on my own experience, I'd say they do well, they try. But truth to be told, it's not a woman's job, because regardless of them being a government, so means say everywhere is touched, or all man get the opportunity for. Yeah. So that is why you also have to come in as an individual to also aid, the government, either through collaborating or whatever. So there was a time where I collaborated with the Ministry of Environment and also the Ministry of Food and Agriculture. So they try. They try in terms of, because there are certain farms that where they can donate like bags of seed, they can give them some tractors, or they give them few, just for ensure say the work go be like easy. So them in turn, I've even witnessed one way they give a particular woman, Miss Adama, I don't know his surname, Miss Adama, they expand a land, for ensure say the project will be for, because they have the project, which is a feed salon project, but they themselves won't come to the farm. They need people, which are the farmers. So they go to the farmers, ensure say they help them in some aspect. Not all the farmers do, but Akinatu can follow up the feed salon project. So they go to some of these farmers, give them what they want to give them, and later you tend to realize, say, whatever produce or where the produce can high, things are better. Now, I make majority of the time, things at the rural areas are extremely cheap. The likes of Waterloo, where you go beyond that, you they get things at a very cheaper price, because immediately come up from the farm, they come now the market. So then they back they enhance, because feed salon, it's not only about for can give you food for free, but ensure say you get good and proper food at a cheaper price, so you go be strong and healthy.
So what do you propose in terms of making farming more attractive, say from the young age? Because one of the things the way you talk about now, that even from schools, the perception is not necessarily positive for farmers. For all the career I did and where I don't see, when I look at pictures,
I've never seen a farmer, never.
I've not seen any child dressed up as a farmer. Maybe they exist, but it is not necessarily portrayed often.
Yes.
So what do you think say we need for do now? We school them, waiting you think say go up for change mindsets at a very young age.
So they can say, my mama can tell me, say, whatever thing you need for do, you need for catch them young. And they teach old dog new habit. So there was a time when I was talking about this climate change. I started from like nursery schools. I do have videos and pictures of that. Secondary schools are there too, but I started from nursery schools. These are things, these children are not here and I know the year bottom, it's strange to them, especially back. I defend myself upline. So it's common. Cut stick, make this, that for go sell firewood, cut stick for cook, cut stick for go sell and all that kind of things in there. So these are things they do not hear. So one major thing, since they're not hearing or getting information about that, you need to tell them. And that is where raising awareness comes in, using various channels of communication, because some of them picking it back. You should not only limit yourself to that of the urban areas since you get this phone or whatever, but for the rural areas, what do they use? They have their radios. Try for disseminate the message in different channels. Let themselves know, tell them the dangers about it. And there was a time I get this idea. I was like, had I been a presidential advisor, I'd have gone at the prison, take these youths, able-bodied men and women, take them to the farm. Let her work. Then I say, una work so term, I dey reduce on a sentence. Trust me. Would they grow some kind, because they'll be eager to leave. I mean, these are all strategies you can use. Like, go to the farm, work, do something, because for being closed back in one place, I can imagine how difficult it could be, or frustrating or suffocating. So even though I be you say like Lancelo in this, that, but we have other things. At the take you go na farm or go clean the city, you'll be in chains and fair for making no one away. We can use, even the youth out there. They one day we go, they ask for money, this, that. I can bring up, I don't meet Boku youth in a street way. I don't tell them, say, in order for me, I give you money. Low meet so tell go clean. In fact, I don't get Boku to a point you are in. First Saturday inside October, we'll go clean Levuma Beach. That's how I tell it. So I'm like, you want to eat? I'm ready. I'll help you. You want money? I hope so you know to go buy a kush, but you have to work for it. Hey, mommy, what to go do this? No, go clean a beach. I don't get that at all. So these are like things we can do. Some sort of encouragement, talk to them. I believe they can also understand. And there's of course series and
But how do you deal with the skepticism? Because sometimes, even for now, we're having this conversation, people that really listen, not everyone is convinced. Not so all man feel say not everyone believes you're doing this because you truly believe farming is the way to go. Some people, they say, na platform, no, this now because you don't go, Sierra Leone, this, that.
Yeah.
And that you don't necessarily believe in that. You just they do a normal because it's a platform and it's giving you all these accolades and attention.
To start with, these things that I do, I am not getting like funding from anyone. If I'm backed up by anyone, it would be like the Miss Sierra Leone organization. Say, since now this you want to they push you. So it's not as if I'm getting funding or this, blah, blah, that now one. Then secondly, I mean, it's normal. We are humans. When a salon picking, I can relate where somebody can do something and they take and say like you get an intention. But it's a position where I'm done with the Miss World. I can easily just relax and I'm like, I have nothing to do. Or if I start to prepare for another competition, I can go and be quiet, corner, talk to people and get away to forgive them. I get a whole video, I can't sit on back. But it's more like I've started doing this way before I even had a crown. The crown just can't give me that visibility. But this was something I've been doing. And one thing I extremely poor in, I'm social media. I'm very, very poor. I believe, or I come up from that also way, tell we say, if you do something, whether you're helping someone, community, people should not know about it. So even though I go to do, I'm all in the waiting or call say if I will write projects of evidence there, but I just don't believe it. I have plenty of videos. There was even once if we go to Saturday, we go donate like food. So then guys said, now somebody posted. I never posted it on my social media. Even with the work with United Nations, with regards to this, I never posted it. So they get right for feel how they feel, but they should just, believe that this is real. This is something I have been doing, and this is something I want to do. I just want to make a full-time job of mine, say, la help, with no intention. Even that get for presidency, but the first.
Maybe you can start the campaign now and just jump on this conversation, because there's a conversation now about Sierra Leone being ready for a female president.
I don't see flyers. I don't like.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
Man, I can't talk about that. But that would be nice. I mean, for me, I just believe would I feel say one serve can serve. Would I get the opportunity for serve can serve, regardless of your gender. I can be a woman. I can come be the president of a nation, but if I don't want to help, I won't. But even though woman they still get this sorry at, so maybe yeah, if it's time for a change, if by any chance woman come out, trust me, I go be a bit biased then and follow suit.
All right. So waiting you they grow na your farm. What crops do you grow?
So pepper, plantain, rice. For now, na pepper season because pepper right now very reasonable at the market. So plantain, cocoyam, rice occasional, but the rest now by season. It can mostly be planted like during the rain season at the swamp. The farm so big that to get an area when I like swamp. So we time reach from eco plant the rest of the plant. I just then staple food the normal basic. That is
that's nice. Yeah. That's nice. All the best in that.
Thank you.
Miss Africa for make small farm bien me
I wish
I'm doing that, trying to do that now.
I wish it can be possible, but I was thinking of doing like a compulsory each horse forgets one tick. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it points you in back. If you know, so you get horse where small landed, you can make like a little farm. But each horse forgets like one tick. But I want to start on for some community, then we take it from there.
Yeah, I hope people would see, because the episode that just went out is about the environment and how we don't necessarily see the need or the connection between even say trees and the air we breathe, and how the trees protect the soil, and how the trees hold the soil together. We don't get the education, and we're not even willing to rationalize when people try to talk to us about the environment. But your journey, I think you have a couple of months more before the next Miss Sierra Leone, hopefully in April, because the competition, it don't get small break here and there.
Yes.
So what are you doing now? Waiting at the plan for the next couple of months in your reign?
So the moment I won, I was called by the board members. The highlights, like I think it was about four programs for make a climate change conference. Then we go for do school to school tour where we do like school wanna get this environment club, we open them, give them like some trees where they go plant around. Then another get for be I think that program, but then they get for happen in December. So there is already like, list of programs and we can do educative ones. So be quite specific way we can do so go engagement safety meeting you're done. And at the same time, I'm also doing my own personal work, because there are times where Miss Salon always gets me back, but there are also humans that are working out there and everything. So I'm also doing mine, seek them permission. They say, okay, you can do them, then I send them to them. So that is how it happens. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. And what would be within you go want young people them for think about when it comes to the issue of unemployment and relating that to the opportunities that exist in agriculture and in farming?
I had a conversation with my sister just last week. Yeah. My sister and our entrepreneur and into this business, traveling to China and coming. Now I say, you believe same money day? And I was like, how? Because we can go China, they see people they dish out like thousands and thousands of dollars at a gap, you know. So these are things to hear. So now then they prompt her for same money in the country. So even though we can say unemployment, this that I used to relate to it, I used to say the same thing. But my position where you create opportunities for yourself. I can literally get a small farm, even though you need a capital back for start something, but you have like creative or innovative ways you can think of something. We are humans. We can think outside the box. You just have to sit down. So, okay, as a youth, yeah, I'm not gonna ask you what I do. I don't know school or whatever. I don't want to engage in the art of tailoring this, that. Well, I do agriculture. For me, what can motivate me for do some certain things? I'm getting money from it because I'm investing my time. I book yourself, but no, so they get something from. So if one can motivate themselves that I am putting my time, effort, literally my mind to this, I'm getting it at the end of the day, then I should go for it. Yeah. So one word I will share to them that just go for it. There is always a possibility. And anything me collect for put on power, I collect for involve God. There are times where I literally wanted to do my master's in the capital city. So the moment I prayed about it, there was no excitement, so nothing. I began for change. So I applied for one really far away. So let's just put God before, go for it, and it will happen. Especially in the youth.
And what's next for you and the Dynamo Project? Are you looking to expand? Are you looking to replicate it? What's in the going right now with the project, and what's the next steps?
Okay, so as of now, I do try as much as possible for work with Mr. Emmanuel Jiwo, the Minister of Climate Change, and also that of Mayor of Freetown, Madam Akisoya. I begin talk to them though, but I not get an opportunity for show them my proposal as what's to be done. So these are people I want to bring on board, and even that of the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security say this is my Dynamo project, which aligns with not only your feed salon but the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal. This is what we can do. Look, put ideas on board and expand this. And probably, of course, I'm working with my fellow sisters. The Miss Salon, we will go for Miss Salon. There are times where I can want go do 1, 2, 3. I say, Unaka, help me. They can come. They're always there. So it's more like I'd love to expand it, but I just want to take it one time after the other. Land will come, make it can scatter down, able control at the end of the day. Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to say, add? Maybe something where I not ask you for?
Just thank you for the opportunity. I'm glad to have voiced out some of the things because now I can get opportunity that this can make her talk exactly what I don't do or what I plan for do. Because if na social media you're not seeing anything, you won't see anything. And continue to stay focused to you guys out there, chase your dreams and ensure that you make your dream a reality. And above all, put God first. And yeah, that's it.
All right. Thank you so much, Lachaeveh. Thank you for making the time to be on Honestly Speaking. And that's the end of this episode. We have been recording at Black Lion Production Studios. Thank you for watching and listening. My name is Antonia Howard. Until next time, bye.
That's it for today's episode of Honestly Speaking. Thank you for listening and being a part of these important conversations. If you've enjoyed today's discussion, please like and share. And if you're feeling inspired, do leave a review. I'd love to hear what you think. And of course, carry on the conversation online. Share your thoughts, experiences, and ideas using #HonestlySpeakingSL. Until next time, stay curious, stay engaged, and stay honest.